I'm in Herald Square today. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. You know what I mean? Doing the huge, exploring. It's a very cheery scene out here. Everybody's shopping and whatnot. Right next to the largest Macy's in the world. I'm trying to get into the holiday spirit. If you're anything like me, when the holidays come around, you probably done got older now, and the family don't get together as they used to. Um, I probably never experienced the whole family getting together for the holidays like they used to. I mean, I've come to terms with it. It is what it is. I'm keeping my head up. Like I said, I've come to terms with this years ago. It is what it is. My goal is to one day be able to get to the point where I have my own space where I can invite everybody to my house and we have a gathering at my house. And I got enough space to invite my whole family. We have that, that love going around like we used to in the old days. But since the grandparents aren't around no more and the great grandparents, less and less of that is happening. Everybody kind of doing their own thing. It is what it is. Like I said, when the holidays do come around, I do kind of get a little down because of that. I miss feeling that love and that togetherness. Things have just changed dramatically over the years. You just learn to live with it, I guess. I wish things go back to normal though. But one day I have my own space. I have my own family. We celebrating, and maybe I'll be able to, like I just said, invite the cousins over, my family that I got now that used to get together, but they don't no more. It's a dream of mine to have that happen again. I feel like it's far off sometimes. Sometimes I feel like it might not never happen again. We might not never all get together again for the holidays. It is what it is. I don't let it affect me too much. The past few years, these Christmases and Thanksgivings have just been, either me and my cousins, me and my mom and my sister. I probably go, when I was living back in Michigan, I'll go around and visit everybody. But it ain't nothing like having everybody under one roof at one time. You know what I mean? Those were the days, especially as a kid, and you get older and things change. People got things going on in their life. And it is what it is. Like I said, I've come to terms with it. But I need that love back, man. I need to feel that togetherness that we once felt as a family. And we all cooking and cousins is playing with each other, uncles and aunties getting drunk. It was just good times, festive holiday type stuff. Presents under the Christmas tree, stuff like that. It just doesn't happen anymore. It's sad too, I wish we could go back to those days. And maybe one day we will. If I could take matters into my own hands and, like I said, get my own shit together for that to happen again. But change is inevitable. Things happen. It is what it is. I am in a part of my life where there's just a lot of unknown going on. The future is very unknown. I'm stepping into more uncertain territories where I don't know what's going to happen with life, and hoping for it to result in a good outcome. You know what I mean? Humans are naturally afraid of the unknown. When you in territories that you're just not used to, you just tend to have a fear, unsettledness about you. And that's where I'm at in my life right now. It's just, I'm unsettled. I don't know what the future holds. I'm doing things that I'm less certain I'm less certain of the outcome of what I'm doing. But I feel like I'm headed in the right direction for the most part, because I've come to the point where I've no longer fear change. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. Things change. Life changes. Like I just said, one moment your family is together for the holidays. Next moment, it's not happening no more. So change is inevitable. You got to get used to it. And you can't fear it. You can't fear change. If you're trying to change your life and you don't know, you're uncertain about where it's heading, you got to embrace it. Step fully into it. Because things are going to seem uncertain, but you got to stick with it. Things will work out for the better if you stay persistent. You know what I mean? I was watching a podcast earlier today while I was at the barbershop. It's called The Diary of a CEO. This guy he said something that intrigued me about just thinking outside of the box. And it's something you hear all the time, but it made me, the way he put it, it made me look at things in a different way. If you really want something to work out, you got to think, you got to not stick to you got to think outside of what you believe is possible. You have to really question structure of things and how things can get done. There are a plethora of different ways you can approach a situation and get something done. And it might be simpler than you think. You don't have to overcomplicate it. It's really, the answers 9 times out of 10 are always right in front of your face. But you just have to focus just a little bit more. What you're searching for is right there. You within arm's reach of whatever you're trying to go for. You just need to open your eyes just a little bit more. Whatever you're trying to do, and it just seems like you're hitting brick walls, making mistakes left and right. Just open your eyes a little bit more and see what's in front of you. It's oftentimes the answer is more apparent than we think. And that's what I'm starting to learn as I pursue more endeavors and invest more time and money into certain things that I feel like will better my future. You don't have to look as deep for the answers as you would think. It kind of reminds me, like Kendrick Lamar's album that just came out, GNX. He is known for making albums that's so deep and there's always a message in it. And like, he's found a way, as his music has evolved, he's found a way to just make it more apparent. The message is more right in your face, so you don't have to dig so deep in order to find it, in order to find the answers. And it's kind of the same thing with anything you approach in life. Sometimes the answers are just right in your face and you're just not looking hard enough. You overthinking it. And the more you overthink it, the more you make it complicated. And people are naturally overthinkers. It is what it is. But you just got to learn when to settle down and just look at what's in front of you. The answers are normally they right there? You know what I mean? Things are challenging. If you want success at anything, it's going to be a challenge. You just have to face the facts that it's going to be harder than what you think. But you have to be ready for that. It's going to take a little bit of challenge. It's going to take a little bit of hard work. A lot of people are super lazy and they're content with their life right now. And it's fine if they're happy. If they're happy, that's cool. But if you are itching for more in your life, you got to make the effort to go out and achieve more. And don't overcomplicate shit, like I said. Be less afraid to go into unknown territory. We fear the oceans because a lot of the ocean hasn't been explored. There's a lot going on down there that we don't even know about. And with the recent unveilings by the FBI and whatnot about things being in the ocean, as you know, people are more and more curious, and but people be so bogged down by what's going on in their day-to-day life, and it's understandable. You ain't got time to worry about what the fuck going on in the ocean, what's going on in space. But I'm just saying that to say the unknown is extremely scary to the human mind. We can't process something we can't see and we're not certain about. If the future looks uncertain and we don't know where this path is leading us, we often avoid it because we just don't know where it's going to take us. And 9 times out of 10, sometimes that's the path that we need to take. And it might unveil a lot to us that we just didn't know. You got to gather up the courage to make yourself ready to traverse the unknown. Let go of your fears of what you think might happen. Let go of your fears of you not being successful. You just have to dive in head first. You're going to fuck up, yeah, it's going to happen, but you got to learn from all that. Everything that's unknown, make it a point to yourself to do better. And don't be afraid to go into unknown territory. Stop being scared. Stop wondering what's going to fail, what's going to happen. Stop thinking about people. Don't rely on people. Rely on yourself. Take accountability. That's the biggest thing. Take accountability for where you want to be in your life, and take accountability to make sure you get to where you're trying to be. It's as simple as that. Don't blame anybody for where you at. Don't blame anybody for why you're not where you want to be. Get your ass up and make sure you get to where you're trying to go. Stop being so scary. That's it. That's all. If you ain't anything like me, you probably internalize a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit I just don't talk about. And even though people will tell you can come talk to them about anything, it's just some shit you just don't want to talk about. You don't know how to talk about. And you end up internalizing it, and it just becomes a whole nother issue. Some people live their whole life learning how to just internalize most things, especially things that they just either afraid to talk about or don't know how to talk about in a way that would make sense. It's a lot of things that I won't be wanting to get off my chest, but I've spent so much of my life keeping it in that I've just gotten used to it. And I want to break that habit of doing that. I want to get my feelings out as much as possible because that's just overall better for your mental health. There are things that you probably need to talk to people about that, they might not even understand it. They might not even have the answer for you. I've learned that just getting it out, even if you ain't even gotta really talk to nobody, just write it down. Write it down, burn it the fuck up, or keep a journal. I know that sounds cliche, old fashioned, probably heard it 100 times, but write that shit down, get it out somehow. I say that, and then I still don't practice what I preach. A lot of the shit builds up inside, and it's just hard to get out sometimes. I don't know why, it just is. And a lot of times, I do have people I can talk to. I do have people that probably would listen to me, but would they really understand? Would they really know what I'm going through? Can they relate? It don't matter. You gotta find a way to let that out. It's not healthy in general, and it can fuck you up in the long run in your head. There's a lot I've been thinking about lately as far as where I am, money, shit like that. When the holidays come around, this is just a whole different mindset for me. Maybe it's that winter depression shit mixed with a little bit of not having your family around as much during the holidays. Maybe. Could be a mix of that. For people who are going through similar situations, just imagine yourself one day making it to the point where you have your own family and you can enjoy the holidays with them. You have your own space, you can invite them over. For the people who have lost family that they can't spend the holidays with no more, my condolences to you. I know how that feels. It's heartbreaking. I wish nothing but the best for people out there that's going through that, because it's pain that you can't really get over, especially during times like this. You want to be able to be around your loved ones and celebrate with them and be thankful for them. Your family is super important in life. You have to have a good connection with your family. It's unfortunate, but over time, some people just lose that connection, especially as they get older. I have a connection with my family, but it's not as strong as it used to be, especially since the older people in the family died, the grandparents and the great-grandparents. And it is what it is. It's what can you do?